Como é que é, pessoal? Bem-vindos novamente ao Undergrounds Voice ao vivo, em mais uma entrevista gravada do Zoom. Os meus convidados de hoje são os Soilwork. Estou aqui com o David. Thank you so much for being here. So you're not honored to meet you and to have you there at Undergrounds Voice. So nice to meet you once again. The new EP, A Whisp of the Atlantic, was released at December 4th, a few days ago. EPs are often considered some transition, something more experimental, or a release to present a new lineup. That's not the case because the effort and the way the songs were thought and worked as a whole is notorious. And it's already being considered one of the best soil work released in the last decade. Do you agree with that? Can you tell us your opinion about this EP?
I mean, I wrote all the songs, both music and lyrics, and so it's a bit hard to be objective. But I'm really happy that it's out there, and I'm really proud of it. And it's fun that I've had this dream for a long time that one day we would be able to record a really long, epic, progressive song with Soilwork, using all kinds of influences and different elements, and so now finally it's happened. So personally, I'm very pleased, and I really hope that people will like it.
Yeah. It's impossible to talk about this EP and don't talk about the title track. Such an epic music with a lot of different moments and transitions. It's heavy, it's fast, it's melancholic, it's melodic, it's dynamic, it's kind of everything. And it's have almost 17 minutes. That's almost the length of the latest EP Underworld, for example. So it was intentional to do such a song, right?
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, I've had this idea for many years, but you also need to have. Writing a song like that, you have to have some. It's different from writing a 4-minute song. You have to sort of like have the right kind of inspiration, and you have to have to create a natural flow between the different sections, and finding out how to go from jazz to blast beats without it sounding contrived or strange. But I do believe that I managed to create a song which sounds quite natural, even though it on paper it doesn't really. It's a wild mix of genres and influences, but I think we pulled it off, and it sounds. When I listen to it, it sounds pretty natural. But I myself, I listen to all kinds of strange music, and I don't really think about music in terms of genres anymore the way I did when I was younger. To me, it's just like there's good music and there's bad music, and I like good music, and I don't like bad music. But you can find good stuff in every genre, and it's all about discovering it. A good song is still a good song, no matter what kind of presentation it has, and it was really nice to do something like this and still being able to do it within a metal context, which is quite unusual, I guess. It's not a Dream Theater proggy thing. It's more of a, old school proggy. There's not a lot of like show off stuff in there. It's just a song, and I want the song to create pictures in your head and provide an escape and take it and take you on a journey, basically.
Yeah, it's a really amazing song. And the story and concept of the video was your creation too. So you're the best person to talk about that. Everyone is loving the song, saying it's one of the best of your career. And people are kind of questioning the video and trying to understand all the concept. Can you explain that?
Well, I mean, the concept is it's the video concept. It's more about, you know, alienation and you know, the way our world has changed since the beginning of the pandemic, and how we deal with the fact that the world is has changed in so many different ways, and the video is more like a metaphor, like entering this world from another world and trying to, you know, the how you cope with the fact that everything you knew is all of a sudden gone, and you have to build a new kind of existence and a new reality from the ashes of what have been, and so I guess the video is a bit unexpected, and that's the whole point. I mean, we could have done a video just standing around trying to look cool and play air guitar, but I want something more thought-provoking, not your typical metal video, but something that caused some sort of like, and I think people will understand eventually.
Yeah, probably. Um, you guys actually did video clips for all the songs from this EP. Are they kind of connected between them? They tell a story as a whole or not? Some details in comments, like the woman's or the paintings of the masks. They make us think that.
Yes, there is a storyline starting with Feverish and ending with A Wisp of the Atlantic, and you know, it's basically how you evolve as a human being, going from someone very driven by carnal desires and lust into something that transcends that, and makes you evolve into another form of being.
And nowadays, all the information is consumed at extreme speed. We live in a society that wants everything quick, millions of options available everywhere, every day. We buy music and we end up leaving it straight and forgotten on the shelf a lot of times, because there are so many new things every day that the old ones are kind of forgotten and left behind very quickly.
Yeah.
So, as we said, this song has more than 16 minutes. It's an effort that can be underrated to the fast consume. Do you think that?
Well, I mean, it's the length of the song itself. It's also a commentary on the way we consume media, because you need to have you need to be a bit patient, and you need to really like music to sit through those 16 minutes and really try to appreciate the thing as a whole, and I guess it won't be played on radio, but at the same time, I know that we have lots of fans who are genuine music lovers who will sit through the whole song. They will read the lyrics, they will watch the video, and they will perhaps have a few new ideas and thoughts that they wouldn't have had otherwise, and that's all I hope for.
Yeah, we have a lot of songs with 4 minutes or 5 minutes that are really boring, and that's not the case in a song with 16 minutes. Is an extra challenge to create such a song?
Oh yes, of course. But at the same time, I mean, it's more of you need to wait for the right inspiration, and once you have the basic ideas down, then it's kind of easy. You approach something like that in a different way than you approach writing a 4-minute song, but at the same time, it's really fun having that kind of song during the writing process, because it could go pretty much anywhere, and no ideas are too strange. See, it's just about finding the right ideas and like building up a narrative. It's like creating a movie. You have to have some sort of like plot. Where is this going? How is it going to end? And where are the climaxes, and where are the nice slow parts, and but I really loved writing it and recording it, and I'm really happy with the way it came out.
There are a lot of bands that achieve a very fast success in the first albums, in the first releases, but they end stagnating about 15 or 20 years of career. They failed to stand out. Soilwork has more than 20 years of career and is living probably his best moment these days, able to keep succeeding even more. What's the secret to keep conquering the audience after all these years?
Well, I've been playing with the band on and off since 2006, and I became a full member in 2012 when we started writing the Living Infinite album, and the reason why we're still doing it's because we're all still like excited by the fact that we're still around, and that we can keep writing and releasing records that still feel relevant, and that, I mean, with this lineup, we have a really good creative atmosphere in the band, and everyone is always open for new ideas, and the moment when, if we ever get to a moment where it feels like we're just doing the same thing over and over again, I would stop doing it. But I mean, so far, I think with every release we've done since I joined the band, we've taken things a step further, and we've incorporated more and more new influences, and we're always trying to reinvent the wheel in a way, doing new stuff, but within the metal context. And it's quite a challenge, because sometimes you sit there and you think that every guitar riff has been written already, but then you come up with something and it's like, wow, this is something new. And it's still always exciting when that feeling that this is the feeling you get when you stumble upon something that feels fresh and inspiring and interesting.
Yeah. So after all we've been talking, can you say that maybe this EP have the power to take the band to another level and in a higher status?
I don't know. It's very hard these days to after, I mean, Soilwork has been around for over 20 years, like I said, and I don't know what we could do to take us to the next level or a higher status. But at the same time, I'm really happy with where we are because we have a decent following. We have fans that have been around for a long time, and we keep getting new fans, and we have total creative freedom where, I mean, we produce our stuff ourselves, and there are no outside opinions on what we're doing. Like our label Nuclear Blast, they let us do whatever we want to do because they trust us to come up with good stuff, and so I would never sacrifice that just to get like more money or getting to the next level. I'm happy doing what we do, and if, I mean, of course, it would be fun to be able to play to more people, but personally, I think that, I mean, it's the reason why we're doing this is because we still love doing it, and we're still excited about creating new stuff together, and I mean, growing up in a small Swedish city, wanting to become a rock star, this is, I mean, my situation right now, having Soilwork and the Nightlight Orchestra, our other band, being able to release records on a big label, and having total creative freedom, and, you know, having people actually listening to what you do, it's more than I ever dared dreaming of growing up. So I'm totally happy with things the way they are. Of course, if we could reach even more people, it would be fun. But I mean, it's still not the reason I'm doing it. The reason I'm doing it is because I love creating stuff. I love for people to hear it and hopefully like what I do.
Yeah.
And what we do as a band. Yeah.
Yeah, you're living a great moment, and you have a great fan base here in Portugal too. And you guys played here in Portugal last year at Laurus Nobilis. Do you remember anything about this night or about the Portuguese crowd? Any opinion?
I wasn't there. I have a day job as a doctor.
Oh,
Working in a hospital here in Stockholm, Sweden, and so I had last summer I had a fill-in for the Soilwork shows. So I wasn't there, but I've been to Portugal before, and it's really lovely, and I'd love to come back again someday once this pandemic is over, whenever that will be.
yeah. I don't know if you have any plans about touring or you're just waiting to see what's going on.
Well, we have, our whole festival season got cancelled, and so we have lots of festivals booked for the summer, and we have tours booked as well. And personally, I have a hard time seeing how we can go from the situation we're in now to playing to huge crowds, drunk people sweating and coughing and spitting on each other. I mean, in Sweden right now, we have a restriction that you can't gather more than 8 people in a room at the same time. And going from that to like a 30,000 festival crowd with no distancing, it's, I mean, it's quite a big step. So I'm a Swede. I'm always a pessimist. I always expect the worst, but I mean, but miracles can happen. But I don't think that this summer will be different from last summer. Hopefully, being a doctor myself, I think that most of Europe will probably have been vaccinated sometime during next fall. So perhaps next winter we can start touring again.
Yeah, we really hope so.
Yeah.
Finally, thank you so much for being here. It was an honor to meet you and talk to you. Hope to meet you there in Portugal soon. Last words for the Portuguese fans and Underground's Voice viewers.
Well, I have this, one of my favorite YouTube clips are, you know, the band Refused from Sweden. You know them?
Yeah.
Yeah. When they reunited a couple of years back, they played a Portuguese festival, and it's a real nice clip on YouTube where they show the whole festival, and it's somewhere like out in the woods in Portugal, but it's real nice clip, and the crowd is going wild, and I watch that clip sometimes when I need to get inspiration, and I played Portugal a few times. I did a festival in Porto a couple of years ago, and it was the Portuguese fans are really intense. So I'm looking forward to hopefully one day be able to experience that intensity again. And you have great food and great wine.
That's true. Well, thank you so much once again, and stay safe.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Bye.